Guys, so season 5 is dropping tonight. We're getting a bunch of new guns. We're getting new perks, nerfs and buffs, everything that usually comes with the new season. So I wanted to go through, give you guys the top 10 loadouts and the best guns you guys should be running right now, currently going into season 5. Of course, I don't want a super long intro, so real quick, if you guys are new here, hit the sub button, leave a like, leave a comment, hit that bell to be notified when I upload my daily videos. Without further ado, hop straight into the class setup. Starting at number 1, it's my main overkill class setup that I grab usually every single game unless I'm going for a video. That's my C58 and Cold War MP5 right now, my two favorite guns in the game currently. And on the C58, I'm running Agency, Task Force, Action Arms 3x, 45 round drum, and Field Agent. Overall, just a great build. Great mobility, of course, great range, super easily controllable recoil, but which I know is super tough for some people. And probably the best damage on any AR in the game right now. It's ridiculous. I also do get a lot of questions about what reticle I'm running, and I'm actually running the measured reticle from the Heat Flash Milano pack, which is only like 800 COD points, but super useful. I am really good with it. Like I said, this is my number 1 AR in the game right now. And one huge thing about this class up is the 45 round drum. I know a lot of people actually like the 55 round drum, but I highly recommend swap that down to the 45. You get much better ADS speed. And overall, these attachments give you such a good AR, probably my favorite in the game, like I already said, and definitely the meta currently. Of course, I do pair that with the Cold War MP5, which I run Agency, Tiger Team, Raider Stock, 50 drum, and Bruiser. Super good damage, super good mobility, especially because I'm running Bruiser and Tiger Team, which both give you movement speed. Mobility overall is just such a W with this build. And then of course the Raider Stock also ADS firing move speed and sprint to fire time as well. So you have good damage, good mobility. The only thing this build lacks is range. You can't really chow people that are super like across the map from you or anything, like the MAC-10 or probably the Bullfrog could. But in my opinion, every time I'm in someone's face, this or the OG MP5 from Modern Warfare are gonna beat other SMGs like 10 times out of 10. So this is definitely one of the top SMGs in the game. For my perks, I'm running Double Time, Overkill, Amped. I usually run this on like every single class of mine, except of course, at your second loader, you're probably gonna grab Ghost or even another perk like Restock. Mainly Double Time, because I'm usually split for my boys. I'm solo around the map going for solo quads. I want to be as fast as possible going from spot to spot, especially because sometimes I catch myself just not getting in cars. So you want to be super fast. Unless you are getting blown up a ton. Like I know I get combat boat or C4 or Simtex or a ton of extra stuff by literal bots on the map. So if you guys want to, you guys could run EOD, but for me, it works out the best if I'm running Double Time. Of course, Overkill for your two guns, and then Amped so you can swap from one gun to another super fast, super self-explanatory. I'm pretty sure the new perk that we're getting, Combat Scout, literally gives you like mini wall hacks in the game, and that's actually going to be in the perk 3 slot. So we might see some interesting swap ups at perks here and there once the season actually drops. I know some people will probably actually run that perk, but for me, these are my 3 main perks as of right now. And then of course, Throwing Knife and Heartbeat. Heartbeat because I don't really want to be roaming the map with no UAV and get caught by a team of bots camping a house. And I'm not really used to stuns, and I don't really depend on the stuns, so I've never really ran the stuns. So I sometimes like to pull out the Heartbeat, scan a building real quick, know if there's people in there. And of course for Throwing Knife, like I said, with Double Time, I'm usually solo split, so mid 1v4 fight. If I get it down, I like to use my ammo towards another person. So instead of shooting them to finish them, I down one and then Throwing Knife them real quick, move on to the next kill. Super useful, and it actually helps me get out of a lot of sticky situations. So that is my number 1 main overkill class. But like I said, C58 I know has a ton of recoil. When some of you guys can't control recoil, which is perfectly fine. So if you guys can't, you guys don't really like the C58, a really good second option would be the KRIG, which is also super good. On the KRIG, I'm running Agency, Ranger, Action Arms 3x, 60 mag, and Field Agent. It literally has 0 recoil. It is a laser beam. It still does decent damage. It doesn't do as good a damage as the C58. You literally can't miss with this thing. This thing, it can beam from 250 meters out because it has 0 recoil whatsoever. And like I said, you really don't have to even control it. Definitely a good second option. I run the Ranger barrel as well because I like the bolt velocity. It feels really good with this barrel. In my personal opinion, I feel like I don't get kills as fast when I'm using the mil-spec barrel, but I know a lot of people run this barrel as well. So I would test these 2 barrels out, see what's good for you. It's really just personal preference. I like the Ranger barrel. I also know some people, since the gun really has no recoil, they even chalk the Field Agent. So they swap this for like a Raider Stock or even a Serpent Wrap. You can do whatever you want. I like the Field Agent because, you know, it has some horizontal recoil, so I like having no recoil when I use the KRIG. And it's super good. Probably my second favorite AR in the game right now. Probably the second best AR in the game right now going into season 5. So definitely give this a try as well. Overall, same build as well for the class setup, perks, Throwing Knife, Heartbeat. Then of course, like I was saying, run the same build, but of course there's so many options in the meta right now with other SMGs. So you could swap out the Cold War MP5 for a Bullfrog, a MAC-10. I'll give you builds for both of those, but for the Bullfrog, I run Groove Suppressor, Task Force, Tiger Team, Skeletal Stock, and Bruiser Grip. Overall, this has great range, damage, mobility, especially because I'm running the Tiger Team Bruiser on this as well. But this has better range than the Cold War MP5, just naturally as the Bullfrog does. And then of course with the Skeletal Stock as well, it's just like the Raider Stock and the MP5. It gives you sprint to fire time, ADS speed, everything. This gun is super good as well. Probably my second favorite SMG in the game right now. And then of course you also have an option at the Mac 10 or even the Modern Warfare MP5. And for the Mac 10, I really like the Task Force Tiger Team Raider Stock 53 round drum and striker grip. It's like a max mobility build because like I said, I'm really roaming the map solo a ton, so I fly around the map with this. I actually just dropped a video on this. I dropped 41 kills with this thing, my first game on using it, so it's literally ridiculous. But if you guys don't like this build, especially because the striker grip and me taking off the suppressor, it loses range and damage. So if you guys don't like that, you could chalk the striker grip and run agency for more damage, more range and all that, but you do lose mobility, and that's why I run the striker grip. This build right here is disgusting. You move so fast with this. So that's probably my top 3 SMGs to be running with the KRIG or C58 or even a Kar98, which of course you need your sniper loadout in your loadouts. And for me, the Kar98 is my favorite sniper in the entire game right now. It's so good ADS speed wise, range, damage, everything. And a lot of people do gas the Swiss, and I actually did just drop a Swiss video, but in my opinion, the Kar98 is the best sniper in the game. And I actually run monolithic, the 27.6 barrel, tac laser sniper scope, and sport comb stock. Super good build, great ADS speed. Like I said, no really bull drop or anything. The #1 sniper in the game, in my opinion. So definitely give this a try, in this exact build a try if you guys haven't already. Of course, you guys can try other snipers if you want to, especially if you play a little slower. Because for me, I like this build because I've said it multiple times, I roam the map solo, so I almost go for quick scopes and go for clips on people as well. So if you guys want to, you could run the AX50 HDR. AX50 HDR is slow, especially like the SPR as well, but those are super slow and full snipers. I don't really like those as much. The Swiss and Kar98 are both super fast paced, and you can roam the map with them. So definitely, like I said, give it a try. And you can pair this with the Cold War MP5, Mac, Bullfrog, any SMG of your preference. I like the Cold War MP5 because I'm usually in their face going for clips. And I love the MP5 because it's unmatched up close. But if you guys want a good sniper support, you could run the Bullfrog or the Mac. Both of those are good at range. Or you could even swap it up and go with like a AK or XM4 secondary build. And those are self-explanatory. But they all come out to be really, really great sniper supports. And then overall, the same perks, throwing knife, heartbeat. Of course, you need all your guns for different situations with ghosts. So I actually have a KRIG ghost. I also have a C58 ghost, a Kar98 ghost, MP5 ghost, and you could do it with any of your guns because you might land back, you might grab your AR, but you don't have your SMG, so you need to grab your SMG. Or even at your second loadout, you want to swap your overkill for ghost for the future of the game. And I always pair it with a Diamatti, which I run agency, Task Force Tiger Team, Snag 30 mag, and the airborne Elastigravity, which is super quick. And this thing actually does amazing damage. Up close, the Diamatti will literally 1 to 2 burst somebody. It can beat out meta SMGs. So even on some games, you could start the game off rip using ghost if you guys really want to, which I do sometimes with this class right here. Sometimes off rip, I'll grab a C58 ghost class just because I don't want to be on anybody's UAV, because like I said, I'm usually split by myself, and it's not really fun to be on a 4 stack that are usually body stacking. They catch me on the UAV and they full send me all 4 together. It's a pretty tough fight to win. So some games, if you guys want to, you can grab ghost off rip. I'm telling you guys, this Diamatti build is unmatched. It's so good up close. It's actually ridiculous how good it is. So definitely give this Diamatti for your ghost class a try. But overall, you have your ghost class with all your favorite guns. You have your sniper classes, all the different SMGs. You also need a fully loaded class because of course you have your ghost class for the second loadout. But if you're in a regain spot, you land back, you get your loot, but you're almost out of AR ammo, you can actually run a Grau or an M4A1 or an AMAX, and you can actually just chalk one attachment for the fully loaded perk. This is one of my favorite things to do because if you guys land back from the Gouge, you get your loot, you realize they took all your ammo and you need to regain for your team, you grab this class because you don't only get full AR ammo, you also get ghost, you get your Diamatti, then you can actually swap out for your AR that you pick up off the ground. Overall, it's just such a good regain class that I don't think a lot of people do anymore. I don't even think people casually playing the game even think about doing this. So this is huge. I always have a fully loaded class in my 10 class setups. Super useful to have, especially like I said, for regaining. But overall, those are the most important things to do for your 10 class setups. Get your main guns, figure out what you want to do, how you want to pair them up. Your main preference guns, like the C58 for me is my #1 AR, the Cold War MP5, like you guys can see right here. Your favorite perks, all the different things you need to figure out. Second loady, all that stuff. Put them all together, get your ghost class setups, get your fully loaded and everything. Also, give all my setups a try, like the C58 build, MP5 build. Let me know how they go for you guys. And also, let me know if this helped you guys at all going into Season 5 of Warzone. That's just dropping tonight with all the new perks. Like I said, we're going to see some interesting stuff with everything new. Also have videos out for the new guns. Those are my top 10 loadouts in Warzone right now going into Season 5.